Hey guys, it's Drummond. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on so you know whenever I'm posting my next video. So today's video is going to be about long distance relationships. But first, I want to talk about the fact that I went to see Carrie Underwood, and this is CU for Carrie Underwood. Absolutely most amazing concert ever. Jennifer and I were literally front stage. She was literally about 5 feet away from me, and I will say that she's probably one of the most gorgeous people I've ever seen. So yeah, just had to put that out there. If you ever get the opportunity to see Carrie Underwood in concert, I highly recommend it. She is an amazing performer. But I'm gonna put this hat on because my hair looks insane. So today's topic is long distance relationships, and I feel like a lot of people have talked to me about that and asked me what my opinion on it is. And honestly, for me, I believe it's really going to be between the two people that are in the relationship, because maybe these two people aren't capable of a long relationship. These two people are, or this one person in this relationship is, and this one in this relationship is, and they'll work well together, but not in other relationships. So it's really gonna boil down to the person that you're with. Honestly, when it comes to long distance relationships, for me, I feel like there's definitely a lot of different ways that you can make it work, and there's a lot of different ways that you can make it fail. So for me, 2 of my long-term relationships actually started off as long-distance relationships, and it worked out for me. My first relationship was with Chad, and that was when I lived in Virginia and he lived in West Virginia, and that was about a 7-hour difference, and we made it work. So we made it work just because we had plans for me to move to West Virginia. Don't ask me, I know that's crazy. I moved for a boy, and honestly, for me, it was a good experience because I feel like had I not left Virginia and all my Christian friends here, I probably would have not learned how to accept myself for being gay the way that I do now. But moving to West Virginia, I met amazing people, and I would never want to lose those memories and friends. Then my second relationship with Joey, he was in Ohio and I was in West Virginia, and we dated for, I believe it was 2 semesters, my junior year. And then he ended up transferring down to the school in West Virginia, and we ended up dating. Both of those relationships lasted quite a while, and granted, both of them ended horribly. I would say that the distance kind of made it to where we just kind of made it work. Joey and I had like journals that we swapped back and forth every time we saw each other. So I would write in one journal, and then when we saw each other, we would switch journals and read what the other person wrote to the other one. So there's definitely a lot of cute ways that you can make long distance relationships work. I do believe that if you're in a long distance relationship, you have to have a determined hey, at this point, we're not going to be long distance anymore. So a lot of people make long distance work. I mean, military people, they make long distance work all the time. Political people who have to move to Washington, D.C. and their spouses stay back in whatever state they're from. Celebrities do it all the time. People who travel for work do it all the time. But for long distance relationships to work, I do believe there has to be a lot of trust. And I feel like to build trust, you have to be in a relationship with someone. So for me, I believe that if you start off in a long distance relationship, there has to be some type of agreement that eventually it's going to be not long distance. If you start in a close distance relationship and then it becomes long distance, once again, I do feel like there has to be some type of plan to end that long distance at some point. I do believe that when it comes to relationships, if you're going to be in a relationship, you probably should have met face to face at some point before you start dating. There have been a lot of people that I've talked to that say that they are dating this person and they've been internet boyfriends for this long, or internet boyfriend and girlfriends for this long, and they've never met each other. And granted, I would say that's great that you have found someone that you're able to connect with, but I feel like it's more of like a pen pal relationship than boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend, or whatever you want to call it. I do feel like long distance is one of those things that you just kind of have to feel out and see if it's something that you're capable of doing. I know that when it comes to like the 5 languages of love, if you're one of those people that touch is your language of love, distance might not work out for you. If it's time, if you guys are able to give each other the time that you need, maybe that will work. But a lot of times when it comes to distance, time is kind of something that you run into where Maybe if you're on different coasts, the hours are different, and honestly, it can really mess up a relationship. I've seen relationships where they live in the same house, but they work different shifts. So like the guy works night shift, the girl works day shift, and they're sleeping on opposite schedules, and that tears a relationship apart. So there's a lot of factors that could ruin a long distance relationship, but there's a lot of things that can make it work as well. So it really just depends on who you're with. And honestly, when it comes to people that I've talked to, so social media has made it really easy for you to kind of talk to people in different states, different countries. So for me, I have met a lot of people that I've really connected with that are states away or countries away across the big ocean. And honestly, it's nice to be able to connect with someone. I'm the type of person that I'm looking for a relationship where we are compatible, and I'm not looking for convenience. So I'm not going to date someone who's 5 miles down the road if I feel like there's someone who's 50 miles down the road that's more compatible for me. But at some point you do need to realize that maybe it's never going to become a thing. So if someone lives in California and you live in Virginia and neither of you have plans to move to the other state, it's probably not going to last long term. But if it's someone that makes you feel good, if it's someone who makes your day brighter, then go ahead, continue whatever relationship type of thing that you have with them. But just realize that if it gets to the point where you're starting to feel lonely and depressed because that person's not here with you, then maybe it's time to call it quits and try to find someone that's a little bit closer. I actually had someone that I was talking to, it was probably a little over 3 months we were talking, and we were going on dates, and it was really nice. And he ended up letting me go because he said that he's been also talking to someone in Colorado. We're here in Virginia. They've never met, but he said that he had a really strong connection with this person, and now it's been a couple months since that, and they've still never met each other. He's still talking to that person. I believe he's still going on dates with people around here. So honestly, I feel like he said that he had a strong connection with me and he enjoyed spending time with me. But at the end of the day, he had a stronger connection with somebody else, or just wasn't feeling it with me, and that's how he kind of let me down. But I do feel like you have to realize that if you're dating people or talking to people in other states, maybe you should reel back in and realize maybe there's some people right around you. Unless you have the urge to move across country, maybe you should try to find people that are a little bit closer to you. So I've most recently met someone who is from a different country, and he's a really great person. And honestly, if he was planning on staying here in the United States, I would probably be like, yes, let's date. We were really compatible and I really enjoyed spending time with him. He doesn't really have any plans to stay in the United States, and he doesn't really have any plans to stay in any certain location for any extended amount of time right now. So I decided that we should just stay friends and just see where things go. Because I feel like when it comes to distance like that, if you're not going to be in the same spot, then remain close. Be each other's friends, be each other's support system, and it's okay to do that and still talk to other people. I don't see anything wrong with doing that. But I feel like I've rambled on long enough. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button. Follow me on my other social medias. I've got Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. Go check me out on all of those. I try to do Q&As on Instagram, and I post tons of goofy things on Snapchat with the filters, and I sing along in my car as well. Yes, I know it's not safe to snap and drive, but I do it anyway just because it's my only time where I get to just jam out and scream at the top of my lungs the songs that I love. But hopefully you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.